The Buffalo Bills offense has perennially been one of the top in the National Football League over the past few years, and this is obviously due to the fact that they have a superstar quarterback in Josh Allen under center, a guy who is paired with a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver in Stefon Diggs. Dating back to the 2020 season, the Bills have had the most games with 30 or more points scored, reaching that mark 32 times. But now, they'll be taking wide receivers Stefon Diggs and Gabe Davis out of the mix on offense, which is guaranteed to change the way the unit operates. The Bills have added some new faces into their offensive unit, and they all seem to fit into offensive coordinator Joe Brady's plan in what will be a new look offense for Buffalo moving forward. Welcome back to the Bills Bunker. I'm Jake Varco, and in this video, I'm going to be highlighting what to expect from the Buffalo Bills offense in 2024. Obviously, there were some changes made, some notable departures, and some notable new additions, some new faces being welcomed into this offensive unit. So there's going to be some changes. It was time for a little shake-up on both sides of the football. But in this video, we're going to talk about the offense and what to expect from them. So if you haven't yet, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for other content coming your way. I'm going to be doing a lot of fun stuff over the next week or so. I'm going to be taking you on a tour of Highmark Stadium, and I'm going to the Micah Hyde softball charity event. So stay tuned for content coming your way just like that. And we got a full season of reaction videos ahead. But right now, I want to talk about this offense that's going to have a different look in 2024. The Buffalo Bills offense is an evolving unit that we saw change for the better last season, when Joe Brady took over as offensive coordinator around the halfway mark of the season. For a reminder, the Bills were 5-5 after a Week 10 loss to the Denver Broncos, and the offense appeared to be broken under their former offensive coordinator, Ken Dorsey, who was relieved of his duties. After the switch at OC, something clicked for Buffalo, and the team changed their ways offensively. They went from being a pass-heavy offense to a more balanced unit that can attack defenses in multiple ways. We saw Josh Allen find more success under Joe Brady in the back half of the season as he started to distribute the ball differently, leading the Bills to an 11-6 record after a disastrous start to the campaign. And what I find really interesting is that when you look at the over-under odds total for Josh Allen's passing yards in 2024, according to FanDuel, they're set at 3,625 yards, which is a low total when you look at his totals over the last few years. Now, obviously, this low number could be due to the fact that the Bills lost Steph Diggs and Gabe Davis this offseason, but I think it's more of a testament to the new philosophy that is being installed in the Buffalo Bills offense. Remember, James Cook in the Bills' run game was relied on more heavily in the back half of the season, with Joe Brady calling the plays. The best example of this was in the 31-10 Buffalo Bills victory over the Dallas Cowboys, when Allen had under 100 passing yards in a game for the first time since 2019.
Let James cook.
Cook had a breakout campaign, and he finished 4th on the NFL's rushing yards leaders list. Now entering his 3rd pro football season, it's likely we see an even bigger role for Cook in 2024. And that brings us to some of the other weapons on this offense, starting off with Khalil Shakir, who emerged as the Bills' leading wide receiver in the final 7 games of the year, despite Stefon Diggs still being in Buffalo. Shakir began to play a more prevalent role in the offense when Brady took over as OC, and he ran away with the opportunity, making an impact for Buffalo all the way into the divisional round game against Kansas City. Shakir is going to be one of Allen's favorite targets next season after showcasing his potential for the whole world to see in 2023. He's young, and he's an emerging talent who, really, the sky's the limit for this guy. However, the guy that I think will be Buffalo's leader in targets in the upcoming 2024 campaign is tight end Dalton Kincaid, who set the Bills' rookie record for receptions, accomplishing the feat as a tight end, which is just crazy. Kincaid finished the 2023 season with over 70 receptions and close to 700 yards receiving with a pair of touchdowns. These are numbers I'm expecting him to increase in 2023, and he'll definitely be relied on more heavily with the departure of Davis and Diggs. Dalton is one half of a tight end duo with Dawson Knox, who has also been one of Allen's favorite red zone threats since being drafted back in 2019. So watch for a lot of these two tight end sets with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid in 2024. But we already know about what these players, Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, James Cook, Josh Allen, we know what they bring to the table because we've seen them in Buffalo's offense over the past few years. What about some of the new additions? For starters, let's talk about Curtis Samuel, who just so happened to have his most productive NFL season in Carolina back in 2020, and it just so happens that his offensive coordinator at the time was none other than Joe Brady, who definitely has a vision for him in Buffalo's offense moving forward. Under Brady in 2020, Samuel accounted for over 800 yards receiving and 200 rushing yards with 5 total touchdowns with the Panthers. It's fair to assume that we'll see Samuel playing a significant role on the Bills moving forward, and he'll likely be used as a gadget player who can do a multitude of different things, whether that's catching deep balls or rushing the football. He's an exciting player who will be an asset for Buffalo's offense. And another player who's certainly going to be an asset for the Buffalo Bills offense this year and beyond moving forward is their second round pick wide receiver Keon Coleman out of Florida State University. This is a guy that was picked 33rd overall, so obviously the Bills have some high expectations for him. Coleman is a physical wide receiver who's likely going to line up primarily on the outside, but he can also play in the slot as well. There's a lot of question marks about any wide receiver that you draft. There's a lot of unknown with a rookie wide receiver entering the league. But one thing is for certain, and that's the fact that Coleman is definitely going to be a red zone threat for Josh Allen as he stands in at 6'3", 213 pounds. And it's also worth mentioning that Coleman has been documented as a solid run blocker, which, as I mentioned earlier, this is a more balanced offense that we're going to see in 2024. This is an asset the Bills will certainly look to utilize in their new look offense moving forward. Keon Coleman has a basketball background. He's a physical wide receiver. So with that basketball background that I mentioned, he excels in 50-50 jump ball scenarios. He's able to hurdle defenders like his middle name is Josh. This is an exciting wide receiver for the Bills to add into the mix, and it seems like a good fit for what the Buffalo Bills are trying to do here. They also added Chase Claypool, who stands in at 6'4", 238 pounds. Another one of those big-bodied wide receivers. So it's clear the Bills like their big-bodied wide receivers, physical players. Chase Claypool, we don't know if he's going to crack the roster, but if he does, there's a lot of potential upside with this signing. It's pretty clear that when you look at the Buffalo Bills offense, they're trying to change things up a little bit. And that's what Joe Brady did when he took over as offensive coordinator in the middle of the season last year. The offense was really one-dimensional. It was throw the ball deep to Diggs, throw the ball deep to Davis, and what else are you going to do? Really, the Bills, they struggled to have, they didn't have much of a run game outside of Josh Allen for a couple years prior to 2023. And really, the midway point is when that all shifted in 2023. James Cook has become one of the top running backs in the National Football League, and I expect him to take another step forward next year. You have Dalton Kincaid, who's a young emerging tight end, just another weapon for Josh Allen to utilize in this offense. So what I'm expecting to see from Buffalo on the offensive side of the football in 2024 is a more balanced attack like what we saw in the second half of last season. Find a bunch of your different targets, and you're not a one-dimensional offense anymore. It's a balanced attack. You can find Shakir, you can find Keon Coleman. There's just a lot of players to game plan for if you're a defensive coordinator now, and that's what the Bills are trying to do here. You're trying to have that balanced attack. You're trying to be really unpredictable, and I think it's a good thing what Buffalo has done here. I'm really excited to see this new look offense for the Buffalo Bills in 2024. I mean, Josh Allen's over-under total being that low is a little crazy to me, but I understand why. It's because we saw James Cook get the football a lot on the ground last year. And I think Buffalo is going to be running the ball a lot this year. We're shifting it's trending towards a run-first team right now. Obviously, you have Josh Allen, so they're going to throw the football. But I think the Bills are going to be a really run-heavy team when you look at Josh Allen and his ability to run the football, and you have James Cook operating out of the backfield as well. You have a lot of players that can do good things in the run game, and you're running to set up the pass here, is what I'm seeing for Buffalo, instead of passing to set up the run. But I want to know, what are you expecting for Buffalo's offense in 2024? A lot of people are thinking it's going to be a big-time regression. I just don't see it when you have Josh Allen under center as your quarterback. But I want to know. Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, I encourage you, click subscribe, like this video, and stay tuned for more content coming your way right here on the channel. As I said at the top of this video, I'll be at Highmark Stadium giving you a tour next week, and I'll also be going to the Micah Hyde softball charity game. So stay tuned for all that content. A lot of good stuff coming out. We got the NFL schedule release on Wednesday as well, so I'll be doing my annual season prediction coming soon. Stay tuned. I'm Jake Varco. This is the Bills Bunker. Go Bills.